Title: My wife demanded a divorce and the house. You can't afford a lawyer to fight me. I replied, "You're right." She leaned across the kitchen island like a judge already writing the verdict. "You can't afford a lawyer to fight me," she said, almost kindly. I looked at the coffee ring she'd left on the marble we picked together. "You're right," I said. That was the moment she relaxed. People always do when they think they've won. I didn't raise my voice, I didn't argue. I didn't remind her whose idea the house had been, whose hands had painted the nursery we never used. I nodded, I agreed. I let her believe I was smaller than her confidence. That's the thing about betrayal. It doesn't explode, it crystallizes. I loved her once, not the cinematic kind, no grand gestures, no dramatic storms, the quiet kind. Shared passwords, grocery lists on the fridge, her head on my shoulder during bad movies. We built routines that felt permanent because we wanted them to be. I paid the mortgage, she handled the social life. I was the steady one. She liked to call me safe. Safe men are easy to underestimate. When the distance crept in, it was subtle. Late nights, a new phone passcode, conversations that stopped when I entered the room. She said she needed space. I gave it to her. I always did. The papers arrived on a Tuesday. No warning, no discussion, just an envelope slid across a polished desk by a clerk who wouldn't meet my eyes. She wanted the house, full possession. She wanted spousal support. She wanted it fast. Her lawyer smiled when she said my income out loud. My wife didn't look at me at all. That night, I didn't sleep. I didn't cry either. I lay still, replaying every dismissed instinct, every moment I chose trust over verification. Pain had already done its worst. What came next was clarity. I discovered the truth the way most people do, by stopping myself from looking away. The affair wasn't dramatic. No secret trips, no hotel rooms with views. It was someone from her circle, someone I had shaken hands with, someone who believed proximity was invisibility. I didn't confront her. Confrontation is for people who still want answers. I wanted leverage. I gathered what mattered: financial records, messages, timelines, not to use them emotionally. Emotion has no standing in court, but to understand the shape of the battlefield. Then I made one call. I hadn't spoken to my brother in years, not because of anger, because life happens. Distance hardens into habit. He answered on the second ring. His voice was the same, calm, measured, expensive. I didn't ask him to help. I told him what was happening. I told him what she said about me not being able to afford a lawyer. He laughed once, softly. "Let her keep thinking that," he said. "The planning phase is always quieter than people expect." I didn't change my routine. I didn't suddenly act smarter. I kept playing the role she'd written for me. Resigned, tired, defeated. I signed nothing without review. I said nothing without intention. My brother reviewed everything from a distance at first, not as my attorney, as my family. He pointed out assumptions her side was making, gaps, overreach, arrogance disguised as efficiency. When she pushed for an early court date, I agreed. She mistook speed for dominance. I walked into that courtroom alone, on purpose. I wanted her comfortable. She smiled when she saw the empty chair beside me. Then the door opened. The room shifted before anyone spoke. Shoes polished to a mirror. Suit tailored like it knew the job it was meant to do. He sat next to me without a word, placed a folder on the table, and finally looked across the aisle. My wife's smile didn't disappear, it froze. The judge asked for appearances. My brother stood, gave his name, the name she knew, the name everyone in that city knew, the one whispered by people who thought money made them untouchable. Then he added, calmly, "I'm also his older brother." Silence has weight when it lands correctly. The hearing unraveled slowly, which made it worse for her. Her lawyer recalibrated mid-sentence. Confidence drained into caution. Motions she expected to breeze through stalled under scrutiny. Numbers she inflated suddenly needed proof. My brother didn't raise his voice, he didn't need to. He asked precise questions. He introduced facts at the exact moment they could no longer be ignored. The house wasn't just a house, it was traceable, paid for disproportionately by me, maintained by me, improved with documented funds that predated the marriage. The support she demanded didn't align with her undisclosed income streams. The judge leaned forward. I watched my wife realize, too late, that she had confused my silence for ignorance. When her lawyer requested a recess, I almost smiled.